Okay, hi. So now I'm going to talk just a little bit about how to use the Canly website. So as I mentioned earlier in the presentation about Westlaw, if you want to find Canadian legal materials, Westlaw is also very good. Um, Canly I'm offering as a kind of alternative, mainly because it's free, because it's reliable and it's free. So Westlaw you have to use on campus, and yeah, if you're not on campus you can't use it. This one you can use anywhere, and also this one has the search engine is actually, I find it actually kind of easier to use Canly when I'm doing. I do a lot of Canadian legal research, so I use this quite a bit. Um, so it covers a lot of the same stuff that that Westlaw does. So um, this is the homepage. Like if you click on canly.org, it'll take you here, and it gives you like three different types of search boxes that you can enter information into. We'll talk about it in a second. Um, and here, the next thing is primary law. So if you want to find the law of any jurisdiction in Canada, so we have 10 provinces and a federal jurisdiction. You can click on one of these. Take British Columbia, for example. And then you can find legislation here. Courts, if you need to find court decisions, the appeal court, Supreme Court, provincial court. And then boards and tribunals. So in Canada, certain like areas are not, disputes in certain areas are not handled by the courts. They're handled by special tribunals. For example, like human rights tribunals or employment standards tribunals. So if people have disputes about these things, they'll take them to one of these bodies instead of the courts first. And so these things also issue decisions. And if you want to do research on those, you can find information there. And then, well, there's some external links. We won't worry too much about that. But anyway, for each of the jurisdictions, there's a similar division of stuff. And then here there's commentary. So these are like not the law itself, but like books, articles, reports on more, written mostly by either practitioners or law professors like me. I don't think I've written any of these, but which explain the law. And then as the news, you can kind of ignore that. So if you know the name of a case, like you see a newspaper article, the name of the case, like I did in the Westlaw one, at the top here you would use this middle thing here, case name, and you just put that there, and it'll take you there. I don't have an easy example off the top of my head from a Canadian decision, but I mean, if you saw what I did with Westlaw, it's basically the same thing. Or if you want legislation, you can do that here. The name of legislation, you just put it here, and it'll take you there. The thing I like though is this like document text search, which is actually quite useful. So if you come here like with you don't know the name of a case, you don't know the name of the law, similar to what we talked about with Westlaw, but you have like an idea for like a question you wanna find out, you wanna do some research on. This is good. So if we take the same example that I used like when we were doing American law with Westlaw, like age discrimination. And I don't know what the law is, and I just want to kind of find out what I can find out. I will type that in here and go. And I get 34,000 documents, so it's quite a bit. When I do that, like kind of like a free search, there's like these bars here. I can divide that up. Wow, a lot of them. 30,000 are cases. Like judicial decisions, 493 are from legislation, and 3,863 are from commentary. These results would be all results that have both age and discrimination in them, not necessarily the same like together. So there's going to be a lot of these results are totally irrelevant. But you can kind of look. So if I limit it to cases, but it's pretty good at figuring, the AI on it is pretty good at figuring out what I want. So it sorts them by relevance. So here we have like the top one, Whistler and Canada Attorney General. It's Supreme Court of Canada. Right to equality, discrimination based on age. So this is like exactly what I was looking for. Hooray! Federal pension legislation reducing supplementary death benefit by 10% each year when you get older. Okay, so it's a very, very specific type of dispute. But so this is good. I found a Supreme Court decision that deals with age discrimination. If I click on it, we get the actual judgment. And so similar to what I was showing you with Westlaw, like Canley also offers, history. Like if I want to see the history of this case, like the lower court decisions, I can click on that. The cited documents. So these are like decisions that this decision mentions, and if I want to read those, I can find them here. This one here, treatments, means, so let me go back to it. This case dates from 2011, so it's 11 years old. So this means 543 subsequent cases at all levels of Canadian courts have referred to this case. So if I want to see, what in the past 11 years with respect to, age discrimination for retirement benefits, how has the law developed in the 11 years since this landmark Supreme Court decision? I click on this, and really, you got a lot of reading ahead of you, like 543 cases. But I mean, you can kind of look at these. They have these little topic areas and a little summary at the top, so you can kind of figure out just by reading these like which of these cases might be interesting to me and which might not be. So that's good. So my little age discrimination thing kind of worked. Let me go back. Where was I? Go back to my age discrimination. There you go. Okay, my age, so that's the cases. So I can find lots of cases about age discrimination here. Commentary here is also quite useful. This is something that is a little bit harder to find on Westlaw. So commentary means technically it's not law, but it's like articles or reports or whatever written by lawyers and academic legal scholars that kind of just explain some area of law to you. So like if I look at that, the first one, legal barriers to age discrimination in hiring complaints. So this is like this is from the Dalhousie Law Journal. So this is like I don't know who this person is, maybe a professor, has written an article that discusses this issue. And then discussion paper, senior only housing. So there's a lot of like papers and stuff about like issues related to age discrimination. And so you can find a lot of resources about that if you just like look at these. So this will be like an article, right? Yeah. Open it up. And you get like this journal article. And it my search terms are highlighted. So if you can download this, and it'll give you the option to like remove those highlights. But anyway, so that's basically Canley. So I'm not gonna like dwell on it too much because I'd be repeating a lot of the stuff I talked about with Westlaw. But basically, it's a similar tool to Westlaw, but it's free and it only talks about Canada. I'm Canadian, so I'm introducing it to you in the hope of encouraging. I don't care. You can research Canadian law if you want, or not. It's up to you. But it's a useful tool that I just wanted to introduce you to. Okay, so I'll stop here.